Hello, this is Mahua Moitra, Member of Parliament from the All India Trinamool Congress. I'm putting this video out with some facts, with some very relevant pieces of information pertaining to the loot at the Ram Mandir Trust and the desecration of the faith of millions of Hindus in this country associated with the Ram Mandir. So first, the Ram Mandir Trust, on the back of the Ayodhya judgment, was announced in Parliament by none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi in February 2020. The trust was set up, it was notified by none other than the Ministry of Home Affairs with 15 members. Now, this was a private trust, but it relied on donations from the public. How can a trust which relied on donations from the public, notified by the Ministry of Home Affairs, announced by the Prime Minister, be a private trust? It was only kept as a private trust to keep it out of the ambit of the RTI, the right to information. Indeed, when someone in 2024 filed an RTI request seeking information about the structure of the trust, he was told it was a private trust and there was no information. When he went to the CIC, the Central Information Commissioner, the MHA turned around and said that this information pertaining to the structure and details of the trust was so secretive, was so sensitive, that to release this information would endanger the lives of many. Yes, this was the answer that was given, that it would endanger the lives of many. Hence, everything about this Ram Mandir Trust is a black box. But what do we know? We know that out of the 15 original trustees, now that there are 14 today, out of them, 4 were directly appointed by the central and state governments. 4 trustees. One was Nupendra Mishra, who was IAS, who was in the PMO, who was then in charge of the construction. The second is a senior official deputed by the central government, an IAS officer. It used to be Mr. Ganesh Kumar. Today, it is the head of the CBSE. The other 2 officials report to the state government, which is under Yogi Adityanath. So when Yogi ji says he knows nothing about this trust, we have to take it with not only a grain, but with a bucket of salt. The 2 officials, ex-officio officials who are on the trust from the state government are the district collector, the district magistrate of Faizabad, and 2, the principal secretary home, government of UP, who currently is a gentleman called Sanjay Prasad. Aside from these 4, 9 people on the trust are directly RSS, VHP and Sangh people. Now, who is the head of the trust? The president of the trust is somebody called Sant Nitya Gopal Das. Sant Nitya Gopal Das, on the very first day, on the very first meeting of the trust, which was held at Senior Advocate Parasuran's house, over there itself, he was told that he should hand over all signing authority to Champat Rai ji, who was the General Secretary appointed by the VHP, and to Anil Mishra ji, who was appointed by the RSS. So the president, who's a son, has no signing powers. Who else do we have? We have Govind Giri, who is the treasurer, also a VHP man, who now says that he had no signing authority. The treasurer says he has no signing authority. He had no idea how much money the account had, and he had no idea of the existence of an account. So the 2 sons, the 2 holy men, who are the treasurer and the president, claim that they had no signing authority, they did not know what the checks were signed, and they had nothing to do with the money. So then who do we have? We have Champat Rai ji, who was the general secretary appointed by the VHP, and we have Anil Mishra, an RSS man. Who else do we have? We have Gopal Rao, who is not a trustee, but who is an RSS man, who is the manager. Now, when does the problem start? The problem starts as early as 2021, when Dinanath Verma, an engineer entrusted with the construction of the Ram Mandir, goes on record to say that there is 40% commission being paid on all the construction work, and that this is going straight to Anil Mishra. And guess what? He is removed. Dinanath Verma is removed. Then what do you see? In 2021, we have a manager of accounts called Mahipal Singh. Mahipal Singh comes in and he finds great irregularities being done at the trust when money is concerned. He brings it to the notice of Champat Rai way back in 2021. Champat Rai again gets Mahipal Singh fired, but Mahipal Singh goes on record to say that 7 to 8 months of CCTV and video footage from the counting room and from the temple premises has been wiped out. So matters go on, everybody is happy. Come the 5th of June 2026, a fight breaks out among the internal organization, the trustees, whoever's involved, about how the batwara of this donation is going to go on. Not that something is being stolen, but there's some fight breaks out over who's getting what. So 5th and 6th, this fight breaks out. Everyone in the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust, in the Ram Mandir Trust knows all about this. By the 7th, the media gets a wind of it. Mahipal Singh goes on record again and says, हमने तो 21 साल में ये इसको कहा था, ये तो 21 साल से चल रहा है. Champat Rai को तो मालूम है. Champat Rai ji, the General Secretary, the VHP man, the trustee, gives an interview on the 8th and says, no, there's nothing wrong. There is no irregularity of note. In fact, this is just an audit going on. This is just an audit going on. So there you have it. Then there's an outrage and the SIT, the temple trust says, let us form an SIT. The police come to know crores, hundreds of crores is at stake here. Fate of millions of devotees, yet no FIR is filed. What is filed is an SIT is set up. Who does the SIT report to? The SIT gives its report to Sanjay Prasad, who is himself an ex officio trustee, who is currently Principal Secretary Home. So please see the circle by which is happening. The Ram Mandir Trust itself is responsible for the loot. The Ram Mandir Trust gives the order for the SIT. The SIT gives the report again to the trustee of the Ram Mandir Trust. Then on the basis of this report, an FIR is filed. Who is the FIR against? It's not against the treasurer. It's not against Champat Rai, the General Secretary. It's not against Anil Mishra. It's not against Gopal Rao, the manager. It is against 8 small little fish who were merely people counting the money on contract with a security agency in Varanasi, apparently arranged by the State Bank of India, who, by the way, had also pointed out irregularities a month ago. So then what do we have? We've had an FIR where only the small fry have been pointed out. Nothing, no heads have rolled. What do you see? You see Govind Giri ji, who's the treasurer, who was feeding Charanamrit to Prime Minister Modi at the Pran Pratishtha with a silver spoon, who's in a Toyota car worth 1.5 crores attending the meeting today, saying, I know nothing about this. I am the treasurer, but I know nothing about the accounts. And then, what do you see? Today, Champat Rai and Anil Mishra have stepped down, their resignations have been accepted. But no criminal charges have been filed. This is the first time in history where a loot, a dacoity of this kind has happened. Over 700 crores, playing with the fate of millions of devotees, where you have had no criminal proceedings against the trustees, no criminal proceedings against the General Secretary, against the treasurer, against the manager. This is what is going on. This is the same government, this is the same RSS, this is the same VHP that went round all of India saying Ram Lalla has come home and engineered the 2024 elections on the back of this. And what do we have? We have Yogi Adityanath. Now Yogi ji is playing a very smart game. Yogi ji is saying the VHP, the RSS are the bad guys. Mujhe to koi pucha hi nahi. Nobody asked me. No, my people are not on the trust. But Yogi ji, they might have kept you and your particular mutt people out of the trust, but the DM Faizabad reports to you. The Principal Secretary, ex officio member of the trust reports to you. So this is a game of good cop, bad cop being played. With the Uttar Pradesh elections a few months away, Yogi Adityanath is going to use this to come out as a knight in shining armor and to say, I have saved Hinduism, I've got to the bottom of this, I have taken strict action. But actually, the VHP, the RSS, the BJP, Yogi ji, everybody is connected. We as Hindus, we as Indians, we as people who saw this Ram Mandir being consecrated in front of our eyes over the last 5 years demand to know answers. And every person who has donated, be it 1 rupee, be it 1 crore, be in 1,000 rupees with their money, deserves some answers. So why don't you give us some answers? Thank you.